two countries. And Honorable Senator Mushahid Saab mentioned, how and which countries China's tried to follow in the beginning, which included Pakistan model as well. There's a separate discussion sometime, what goes wrong in this country. I think we will certainly have another discussion, but with reference to today's event, I would say this monumental journey inspired by Chinese, countless nations across the world who actually wish to now follow China. Over the past 75 years, New China has created a remarkable course, reaching unprecedented milestones in every sphere of life and contributing to a better world. Again, one of the honorable speaker has explained the different phases. Mushahid Saab says he went first time 50 years ago when he was in FC College. Yes. So, those of you who have been to China in different phases, and particularly in the last few years, I think the speed of revolution and transformation, what I have witnessed in last couple of decades, is of the light speed. It's unbelievable. You simply cannot comprehend that such a speed can be possible in certain country. We have been witnessing all leg pulling from a certain part of the globe. His Excellency Ambassador said they're second biggest economy. Absolutely right. I have no doubt they're going to be the biggest economy in due course. All tools have been used against China. Those who observe very closely, starting from the tariff impositions from 25 to 100% on different items, semiconductors, electric vehicles. But mark my words, I have a very clear, the speed I have seen in Chinese development and progress testifies that it's not too long when China will become the super economic power.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, through the visionary leadership of the Communist Party of China, the country has not only eradicated extreme poverty, as explained and given numbers by Honorable Ambassador here, but also elevated the quality of life for its citizens and pioneered advancements across various sectors. Now, at one time, Chinese labor was considered to be very economical. I don't use the word cheap. And that's why the many industries of the world actually located from the West in China. You will be surprised to know that the per capita income and the living style has gone so high in the last decade. Pakistan labor has become cheaper than China now. Nepal labor has come cheaper than China. Bangladesh labor has come cheaper than China. That's why there was a huge discussion just 6-7 years ago of relocation of a lot of Chinese labor-intensive industries in these countries. Pakistan was one of the best candidates. I'll come to that in a minute. The sadful story of Pakistan. We take off and we just fell repeatedly. So that was the best time, 2016-17, when Jetro was saying that Pakistan is likely to be the second choicest place for foreign direct investment. When the international rating agencies were frequently upgrading your ratings. When the Morgan Stanley and the other countries were saying that forget about neighbor, look at Pakistan for investment. Anyway, it's never too late. So historically, I think we have still space, in my opinion. I'm very optimist. Some people say I'm born optimist, but my experience also says optimism, hope must prevail, because we have not seen once, but multiple times Pakistan rising, and then the political instabilities and the domestic conspiracies just take Pakistan to a negative direction. From space exploration to artificial intelligence, medical science, green development, and cutting-edge technologies, China's transformation from an agrarian society to an economic powerhouse of the world has reshaped the global economic landscape. With its GDP risen over 17 trillion US dollars today, Chinese journey stands as a testament to its unyielding pursuit of prosperity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan sees China as a key factor for peace, stability, and fairness in world affairs, and I mean it, what I'm saying. China's peaceful rise has contributed to stability in global political and economic landscapes, enhanced the structure of global governance. It has strengthened the role of multilateral diplomacy, and there's so many positive things you can see and experience when you study the China's 75 years of growth. Importantly, China's proactive leadership in addressing climate change has galvanized international climate action. With its investments in renewable and green energy, as well as its pledge to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060, China sets a standard for sustainable development that resonates globally. Those of you who have traveled to China in the last few years, just about 7-8 years ago, when you would go to Beijing, there would be so much pollution you can see. In just 5 to 6 years, I've just been in the last 2 years few times, and I'll be going soon again, Excellency. I'll be joining President of Pakistan in his dialogue with President Xi on 7th and 8th. That's another reason why I'm here. And it's amazing. It's all clear, blue sky now in Beijing. It's really impressive that if you intend to do something, if you have a resolve, you can make it. And China has shown it. I was really happy and pleasantly surprised in such a short time, just 4 or 5 years ago, and now how Beijing, environment issue has totally disappeared. China's role as a harmonizer on the global stage is equally commendable. Rather than stoking conflicts, China has consistently worked to cultivate harmony among nations. I'm sure China could have reacted to the unreasonable tariffs levies in the recent few months. I was actually in Beijing when I read that news. I mean, imagine 25% tariff to 100% tariff. I don't know what would you write, Dr. Ikram Sahab, on this, whether it is a fair play in the world or not. But that's what happened. I read in China, I was on an official visit with Prime Minister. And I couldn't believe that, this can also happen. This is nothing but politics. And unfair way to stop somebody to be achieving, which in my opinion, they will achieve one day. Yes. The humbleness, the hard effort, the commitment, the dedication with which the Chinese leadership work, I don't see it's going to be too long away when they will be achieving this thing. This dedication, as I said, to peaceful coexistence is evident in its historic mediation role between, couple of countries of this global south. They have been extreme rivals. China had played a great role, and they had brought them closer. You see, this is the role of leadership. And I must compliment what China did in this region. Pakistan deeply values China's support in addressing long-standing issues, including the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, as well as Palestine. As responsible for the Foreign Ministry of Pakistan, I also assure you once again that Pakistan also is absolutely, has been, is and will always be firm on one China policy. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the past 7 decades of Pakistan-China friendship are marked by a shared history of trust, resilience, and solidarity. Born of visionary leadership and strengthened by generations of Pakistanis and Chinese alike, our friendship has flourished as an enduring partnership. And this government intends to take it to the next level, inshallah. As all-weather strategic cooperative partners, Pakistan and China have stood by each other both during times of peace and in times of difficulty. Be they natural disasters, economic disruptions, or geopolitical shifts, China-Pakistan friendship has been consistent, steady, and that's why they say all-weather friends. One of the most notable achievement of this partnership is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which His Excellency, the Ambassador, has pointed out. Let me share with you the history. Pakistan was suffering by 2012, 18 hours of load shedding. I'm sure you would have forgotten by now. We have a very short memory. 18 hours in the urban areas and 20 hours in the rural areas, average. Pakistan had already held the elections, 2013, May 2013. We had won the elections. And Chinese premier was visiting Islamabad, and invited Mr. Nawaz Sharif as the obviously known to be the next Prime Minister of Pakistan. I accompanied him, and so did the current Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. We held a meeting in Serena, Islamabad. The Chinese premier asked Mr. Prime Minister, he addressed him already, Mr. Prime Minister, tell us what can we do for you. And Mian Sahab said that please help us in getting rid of this load shedding in Pakistan. You would be amazed to know when you analyze. I can see some people here, I can see Rana Sahab is here, Mehtab is here, they all know the background. So you see the maximum investment out of the CPEC was for generation of electricity projects in the private sector. There has been a lot of malafide propaganda from the containers and otherwise. In the powers of echelon, they really believed that thing. And as a finance minister, I confronted those all. तो बड़े महंगे लोन दे दिए चाइना ने, 8% लोन है, ये लोन्स हैं, ये इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं. And I confronted them. Even today, the numbers are available. The government of Pakistan, out of 34 billion of CPEC phase 1, only borrowed $6 billion US. The rest was investment loans to the private sector for the power generation projects. 3 billion for Multan Sakar motorway. It was commercially not viable, couldn't be done on BOT basis. So state has to come in. You can't have Peshawar to Islamabad motorway, Islamabad to Lahore motorway, Lahore to Multan motorway, and Multan Sakar can't be because there's not enough traffic and doesn't make commercial sense. This is where the state has to come in. So that was the sector which was financed by China under CPEC, 3 billion. The other 3 billion was the Gwadar related projects. And the average cost was less than 2%. It won't be appropriate for me to tell who the big powers I had to confront. And thanks God, with the change of government, and after spending 1 year, when people went to negotiate IMF program, then the finance minister had to make public statements in Washington. Ishaq Dar was right. It was less than 2%, and that was investment, not loans. So see, we should think of Pakistan first, and should not come to the petty politics when it comes to Pakistan. So CPEC, I think, is a wonderful gift from China. It's a flagship project of the Belt and Road Initiative of President Xi. It has not only transformed Pakistan economy by enhancing infrastructure and energy capacity, but also demonstrated that interstate relations based on mutual respect and cooperation bring substantial benefits to both nations. As a symbol of bilateral cooperation, CPEC underscores the enduring strength and depth of Pakistan-China's relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan remains fully committed to expanding CPEC to its next level. In the recent meetings of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif with the Chinese leadership in China, which I also participated, China and Pakistan have agreed to take CPEC to the next level, what we call upgradation of CPEC or CPEC Phase 2. We have to move into now the second phase, deepening our collaboration in trade, industrialization, digital technology, agriculture, and green and renewable energy investments. China offered that we can send 1,000 agri senior students to China. They can study how we can increase our yield per acre, how can we reform our agriculture following the Chinese model. So the government is totally focused, and the actions are on. The shared commitment was further strengthened during the visit of, as I said, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in June this year, followed by recent visit of Premier Lee to Pakistan. These visits reflect our country's resolve to elevate this partnership to new levels. Now, the visit I'm referring to, after 1997, Pakistan did not have any meaningful multilateral event in Pakistan. It's not very good. Maybe one dignitary, one prime minister, one president, two or maximum three, 2019, 2021, ECU. But not 1997 level of multilateral event took place in 27 years in Pakistan. Alhamdulillah, we mobilized SCO. You have been witness. People still didn't try to leave it in peace, try to sabotage it. But the SCO went, alhamdulillah, absolutely marvelous, and there is all praises coming to the visiting dignitaries, including Chinese Premier. I'm sure Ambassador, is privy to that recognition. So we have to hold these events regularly. But, the constraints were very serious. I had to concentrate few weeks totally on this event, and alhamdulillah, all guests went happy. Chinese Premier was there, Russian Premier was there, a number of Central Asian states, all those members attended, and of all the countries which the speculation was will not represent. If you recall the last year Goa, some negative episode, even the Indian Foreign Minister visited Pakistan and participated positively in SCO. You see, this is what we should be focusing. So, as China marches forward towards its second centennial goal of achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, Pakistan stands at a pivotal moment in its journey towards sustainable and inclusive growth. The trust and support that define our relationship will continue to guide us, enabling deeper strategic cooperation grounded in shared values and principles. Today, as we celebrate China's 75th anniversary, the achievements of the historic journey and the steadfastness of our unique friendship, we reaffirm our commitment to advancing our partnership with renewed vigor. United by shared aspirations, we pledge to uphold peace, foster prosperity, and build a brighter future for our two people and the world. Honorable two speakers had pointed out few things. I'll be failing in my duty not to briefly touch upon them. Mushahid Sahab has a great memory, I must compliment. The incident he quoted was 2nd of December 1998. He was asking me, was it 2nd or 3rd? I said 2nd of December. Because Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was accompanied by Sajjad Sahab as Foreign Minister, me as Finance Minister, Mushahid Sahab as Information Minister, and Shehbaz Sahab as the Chief Minister Punjab. But also, Riaz Caucus was also there. The diplomatic community, we should not miss out their members. The other side was Madeleine Albright, please, I'm talking from memory, Foreign Minister, Sandy Berger, the National Advisor, Security Advisor. No, Rubin, my counterpart, the Treasury Secretary, and then Talbot and Colin Duffer. So we had interesting episode because Pakistan was not getting its money, F-16. Musharraf Sahab could not get it. Bibi couldn't get it. Alhamdulillah, that was a historic day. But rest, you will have to wait for Mushahid Hussein's book, which he keeps promising he will quote the entire episode which happened.
It will be there fully.
So, you have to see the detail. But Alhamdulillah, it is a duty to fight for our country, for a national interest. No matter which building, where you are, who are you facing, you have to have the courage to talk and claim for your right assets. So, Mushahid Sahab, काफी देर हो गई है, 1998, and now we are 26 years. I'm still waiting for the book, because the first round was the political, which was F-16, the new. It was official visit of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. And the second round was economic. So the IMF revival. So this was a very historic visit. Dr. Ishaq Sahab might have some idea of what happened. He was with me those days. I remember you drafting an article for me, From Crisis to Hope. Am I right? Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm, recognizing Dr. Ishaq by name. Ishaq Sahab bhi baithe hain. Ishaq Sahab bhi, before the coup, we were thinking to taking him as Governor State Bank. Lekin the competition was between him and Shaukat Aziz Sahab. The coup would have, luck for both. One became the State Bank Governor, the other became the Finance Minister of Pakistan. But they were both interviewed by me for the post of State Bank Governor. Sorry? तो आगे चलते हैं जी. शौकत साहब इज अ गुड फ्रेंड यार. ये सारे छोटे लाइटर जो दुनिया छोटी है, हमें लाइफ बड़ी छोटी सी है. Ghaza and Afia Siddiqui. Two things you have raised. I have to respond. Afia Siddiqui Sahiba, again, Mushahid Sahab knows we have done our best. And in the restricted meeting with President Obama, that's the last attempt Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif made. And I accompanied him in that meeting, I and Sajjad Sahab. We requested for, on humanitarian grounds, to get Afia released and sent back to Pakistan, but somehow we were told it's not possible. I didn't give up. Before the tenure of, in 2016, that the tenure of Democrat government was over, I had engaged the current Secretary of State, who was at that time Deputy Secretary of State, Tony Blinken. And at the classified places, my conversations would be available because that was recorded by Dr. Waqar Masood, who was my finance secretary. I did my best for this girl of Pakistan to come back, but anyhow, the word is difficult. Let me tell you the latest. We have not given up. I have just got, as Foreign Minister, a letter signed by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif asking, or I would say requesting, let's use the word proper, the President of US POTUS that, you know, they do give a number of pardons before leaving, that if this can be done. So we have done it. Just before coming here, I had Attorney General with me and the Law Minister. I'm sending a delegation of 3 people to go and meet the parliamentarians, the congressmen, the senators in US to lobby. Because we will do our best, but that's all, you know, we should be doing. Excellent. On the issue of Gaza, I think the word international law and order is collapsing. I don't mince words, I talk straight. May not be very good quality in a diplomatic responsibility, but you have to. Just in last 48 hours, I have made it sure that I put on record of the Commonwealth that there is a need for reform in the multilateral development institutions, charter. The developing country needs do not have enough supply under the existing system from the Betterment Institution and others. And everybody agreed with me, and it was part of the, you know, the record which the Commonwealth Secretariat will issue in due course. So, same happens to Gaza. All the resolutions of the Security Council on Gaza, by the resolutions of the OIC in Gambia, I represented Pakistan on this subject there in the heads of government OIC meeting in Gambia a few months ago. There was a special meeting of D8 in Istanbul, same issue, followed by another meeting hosted by King of Jordan, President of Egypt, UN Secretary General. I represented Pakistan there. We voiced everywhere. I think we may be one of the rare countries who have vocally spoken in favor of Palestine. And I think it is a responsibility as part of the Ummah. This genocide must stop. The war crimes must operate. The International Court of Justice decision has been put in the bin, which has categorically stated it is plausible genocide. Yes. 48,000 innocent people have died, including majority of women and children. 80,000 are injured, and there's a complete vanish of the Gaza place, followed by what is happening in Lebanon. What Pakistan is doing, we are playing our proactive diplomatic role. Many things you can't make too much public. This is standard norm. That's why you don't see me, by the way, too much now in talk shows. Spokesperson speaks on behalf of the MOFA. Hopefully, Parliamentary Secretary Dr. Shazra Mansab will be doing that job. But we raise this issue at every important international forum. Even in Commonwealth in Samoa, I made it sure that this item is raised. But what Pakistan is doing, now let's come to that. सिर्फ बातें करने का तो कोई फायदा नहीं ना. Talk is not enough. We have to do something practically. We have already sent 10 big consignments of relief to Gaza. Previously, we were sending through Egypt. When I attended a few months ago the conference in Amman on Gaza, I negotiated with Jordan because that is a safer place, a safer route to dispatch these goods. So we have been doing it. Number two, an NGO from UK of the professionals, doctors, they approached me that can we bring the final year students of medical. There are no teaching hospitals now, no medical, it's all gone by the bombardment. So can Pakistan accommodate them? You will be happy to note I have made arrangements with all the private medical colleges and the public sector colleges, and 190 students would be, as a first batch, coming to Pakistan, Palestinians who will be completing their rest of their medical profession and their degree in Pakistan. The first batch is reached in Lahore. Next few batches are expected in Islamabad, and hopefully once all the first total batch arrives, I have intention to probably invite them and just have a talk, maybe media is also there, just to encourage them. They lost everything. So all I want to assure you that Gaza is on our radar, and surely we will do everything which is possible. Latest attack on Iran, that is a new addition. The sad story is when the Iranian president was to be sworn in, Prime Minister Shehbaz was again overcommitted. Task was given to me. I represent Pakistan. I went there. ये अलग बात थी कि बजाय एक दिन का ओवरनाइट जो कि suggested था, I reduced it to 14 hours trip. I stayed, reached after the airport to the parliament. I had about 30 minutes margin. So I attended the investor ceremony. So life is short. That's why I said that we should always consider this. I was sitting, the Turkish foreign minister was sitting, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of UAE were sitting. The ceremony was to start in about 5-6 minutes. Ismail Hania walks in. He was also invited there. And this clip was run globally after what happened there at that time. So 4 of us were chatting, 3 of us, sorry. UAE DPM was sitting, but Foreign Minister Haqqan, my dear brother, and myself and Ismail Hania, and a very good exchanges. After that, there was a gap of 1 hour, there was a dinner, and then I just rushed back to the airport and reached Zehra again 4 o'clock by the way in the morning. When I landed at Islamabad, I was told that Ismail Hania has been killed. Now this is life. So, our support is very much there. Now the latest attack on Iran, we have been informed that Arab Summit would be taking place, most likely on 11th of November.
Islamic Summit or Arab Summit?
Arab Summit, not OIC, Arab Summit. So I'm sure Prime Minister and myself, we will represent Pakistan on that occasion. We'll voice out everything we can. On the security issue, I'm sorry I'm taking a lot of your time.
Foolproof security.
I'm talking about for our brothers and sisters from China. China leadership, I won't precisely name, in our recent meetings, Chinese are very clear. No matter how lucrative an investment is anywhere, if the security issue is there, they don't send Chinese personnel. Am I right, Ambassador? Your country is the only exception. This is what Chinese leadership told to Prime Minister of Pakistan in my presence.